The Ravens have reportedly requested permission to interview the Chiefs' Eric Bieniemy for their offensive coordinator position. One argument being made for Bieniemy to leave KC for the same position is that he would have more control in running the offense under John Harbaugh as opposed to Andy Reid. Shannon, jump in here. Is this a good move for Bieniemy or not?
I agree. On the surface, Skip, it looks like a lateral move.
Yep.
But I believe in order for him to get the fair assessment and the fair opportunity, he's going to probably have to leave because people are not going to give him the credit. They're saying you're not calling the plays. That's something they never bestowed upon Matt Nagy. That's something they never put on Doug Peterson. No. I'm not so sure they put that on Brad Childress.
No, I agree.
We've seen so many guys get jobs that didn't call plays. Yep. It seems to be only Eric Bieniemy has been held to that standard. Well, you don't call the plays. When these other guys, Matt Nagy didn't call the plays. Doug Peterson did not call the plays. Hell, Nick Sirianni didn't call the plays. But somehow they got head coaching jobs, but Eric Bieniemy can't get a job.
Nathaniel Hackett did not call plays for LaFleur in Green Bay.
And he got a job.
Yep.
Skip, here are some of the guys that have gotten jobs as assistants since Eric Bieniemy was OC with the Chiefs in 2018. Freddie Kitchens, Zach Taylor, Matt LaFleur, Joe Judge, never called a play, Stefanski, Nick Sirianni, Dan Campbell, Arthur Smith, Kevin O'Connell, Brian Daboll, Josh McDaniels, and Nathaniel Hackett. All those have gotten jobs. Now, some of those guys have called plays, but Nick Sirianni didn't call plays. Joe Judge didn't call a play. As a matter of fact, he was a special teams coach. I know a guy that was a special teams coach turned out to be a damn good head coach, but he didn't call plays. Guy in Baltimore, John Harbaugh.
That's a good one.
You see, when they want you for a job, Skip, if somebody wants you for a job, you don't have a bad enough resume not to get said job. If someone doesn't want you for a job, you don't have a good enough resume to get the job. And unfortunately for Eric Bieniemy, Skip, what has happened is that they're using all these interviews in which he didn't get the job. They're using that against him now.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
It's kind of like someone that has a lot of good dated a lot and didn't get married. There got to be something wrong with him, Skip. They got to be how you look that good, how you got that kind of income, and you ain't got no husband or no wife. Something got to be wrong. Eric Bieniemy, how you coaching Patrick Mahomes? 5 straight AFC championship, 3 Super Bowls in a 5-year span. And you ain't got no job yet? What's wrong with him? Short of that man talking, the short of EB going in there and talking about the owner's wife or his kids, how the hell you not get a job here? How you not get a job after his resume? When other guys with less impressive resumes have gotten head coaching jobs. So, Skip, unfortunately for EB, I don't know him that well. He was in Colorado he was at the Buffs when I was in Denver. But run into him a few times, so I don't know him that well.
He was playing.
He was playing, yes. So I don't want to speak too much on it, Skip. He was in the league. I remember, playing against him when he was on teams. Unfortunately, EB, you're probably going to have to become a sojourner. You're going to have to probably pack up and take your show on the road because I don't believe you're going to get the proper credit that you deserve under Andy. Andy is great. Skip, I'm not taking it. I don't want people to say, well, you're trying to shortchange Andy. I would never do Big Red like that because I know how great he is. He was my brother's offensive coordinator in Green Bay. So I know him, know his kids, met his wife, great people. But EB, if he wants a head coaching job, you have to understand, African-American coaches, they get held to a different standard than the counterparts because they have to call plays. I mean, we get a situation, but for the most part, I mean, I think Herm Edwards got a job as a DB coach. He wasn't a head coach. Skip, he didn't call the defense coordinator. He was a defensive coordinator when he got the job at the Jets, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was a DB coach.
I'm not sure, but I know Herm very well.
But I think he was a DB coach. I don't think Herm was ever a defensive coordinator. Mike Tomlin ended up becoming the guy that was a DB coach, became the DC at Minnesota, interviewed, blew it out the water, got the job. But I think, Skip, he's going to probably have to take his show on the road.
When I read last night, because I'd lost track and touch, when I read that Eric Bieniemy has been interviewed 15 times for head coaching jobs and obviously not gotten a one, it just smashed me. It was like 15 times. Well, now we're to diminishing returns. Now people are looking at you like, I'm not going to hire that guy. It'd be embarrassing because he got rejected by 15 teams and I'm going to hire him as a head coach. I would look like a fool, right? Isn't that the prevailing attitude? Okay, I'm so with you. And I don't know exactly how it shakes out in Kansas City, but everybody knows it's Andy Reid's offense.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it was Andy Reid who said, let's go get that kid at Texas Tech. Let's trade up. And nobody really saw this coming.
No.
And Andy did. And he got the newest toy and the best toy in the house. And he plays with his toy every Sunday, and he has a blast with his toy. Does he actually call the plays? Does he suggest plays? Do they script the first 15? Are those from Andy and then Eric takes over? I don't know how it actually shakes out through the game, because it's unknowable, except that Andy keeps saying publicly, Eric calls every play. Andy said it from day one. He calls every play. I don't think the NFL trusts it. I don't think the NFL believes it.
I don't believe it.
And now that this process has happened, whereby who knows how many, the 15 times he was just a token interview, he was just a Rooney Rule interview. I don't know. How many times in 15 visits elsewhere did some owner actually bring him in thinking, I might hire this guy?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe the first 2 or 3, maybe they did.
Right.
And then for whatever reason, they went another direction, and all of a sudden it became his 4th interview, 5th, 6th, 7th, 15th interview.
Right.
It's terrible. It's so unfair to him because he can't win now.
Right.
He has no choice but to go lateral, although the rest of the NFL will think you're going up because you're going to be the sole owner of the offense now. John Harbaugh has nothing to do with the offense, never has.
Right.
You do it, Eric. Well, I love this for him because I'm afraid it's his only way out now, right?
But here's the thing, Skip. See, we can have 5 great years. Byron Leftwich had 3 great years.
He did.
When Jameis threw for 5,000 yards, Byron did that. When he Super Bowl and Tom Brady. So he had 3 great years of calling plays for Tampa. He had 1 bad year. The man gets fired. It ain't nobody mentioning him for a head coaching job.
No, I don't get that one because remember, he did have his shot with Jacksonville. And I think it was his.
It was his.
He turned it down
because,
right? And he turned it down because he didn't trust the management.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As you said, the day that happened, you can't.
Nope. Take it.
Hey, if you get one, you better take it.
Take it.
You better seize it. You better run with it and do the best you can with it because they are few and far between.
And hopefully one comes along and Skip. It's kind of like a man without a job. If I'm looking for an employment, somebody offer me a job, it might not be the job that I want, Skip. But I got to take it until maybe something better comes along.
Yep.
And I'm looking at these guys. Skip, Joe Judge didn't call plays. Nick Sirianni didn't call plays. Kevin O'Connell didn't call plays.
No.
Nathaniel Hackett didn't call plays. No. Dan Campbell didn't call plays. No. But I don't think Zach Taylor called plays because I think he was up under might have been up under Sean McVay.
He was. Yeah.
And we know Sean McVay called a play. He got a job.
Yeah, anybody who comes up under Sean McVay, he is running the offense.
Or Kyle Shanahan.
Or Kyle Shanahan. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, because I played for his dad, so I'm well aware of how that operates. Okay. Now, he would let Cool call a lot of the plays. Cool did call some plays.
Gary Kubiak.
And that's why he ended up getting a head coaching job at the Houston Texans.
Okay.
But, Skip, this notion, you've got to call plays. And, Skip, I give you another example. Look at Dan Campbell. They say, ooh, boy, the Lions went 9-8. The Lions have arrived. They fired Jim Caldwell for winning 9 games. He went 9-7. He lost his job.
Never understood it. Yep. Okay.
You see the difference? One guy wins 9 games and he can't coach. The other guy, whoo, boy, he might be Belichick in the making.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. Okay, now back to Baltimore. My concern for Eric Bieniemy, if he takes the lateral upward move to run Lamar Jackson's offense.
Well, if it don't go anywhere, Skip, he ain't never getting a job.
Okay. Is Lamar going to be a happy camper? It's a big if for me because he was a very unhappy camper.
Is Lamar going to be there?
That's a very good question.
First of all, you're talking about a happy camper. Is he going to be a camper at all?
I don't know because they're going to franchise tag him, I'm going to guess.
Right.
He's going to be extremely not happy with that.
Nope.
And it's possible he would be so unhappy with that, he might not show up at training camp.
Right.
Okay. Then Eric's... He's stuck again.
Right.
Oh, wait, I took the job to run an offense, and it's Tyler Huntley.
Right. And the quarterback is not there until halfway through training camp or maybe the start of the season. So now what do? He gets blamed because the quarterback is not. If I'm Lamar, that's the only way I can divorce my displeasure is by not showing up, withholding my services. Okay. Until y'all get the picture that, hey, look, I want a long-term deal, but I want it to be fair for both sides. And I just think it's one-sided, fair for you guys, not fair for me. Now, if you don't believe I can do the job, why do y'all? If y'all don't believe I'm worth the money, why you holding on to me? Let me go.
Great question. I don't know. But let's do the best case scenario. Let's say they see fit to take care of Lamar. Let's say they come to an agreement and Lamar feels fairly compensated and they go forward with the new deal.
Okay.
And Eric Bieniemy is the new Greg Roman, the new coordinator.
Right.
I would love his situation because I believe Lamar, being an African-American quarterback who had to fight his way through being told he has to be a receiver,
right.
I think he would fight his guts out for Eric Bieniemy. Not that he doesn't anyway, but I'm just saying he would have a new passion to make Eric Bieniemy look the greatest he could make him look. That's what I believe. Because the better he makes him look, the better Eric's chances would be of finally landing a head coaching job elsewhere.
But Skip, but guess what? See, the thing that others got, Tom Brady being the coordinator never held anybody back from getting a head coaching job. Nobody said, well, he coaching Tom Brady. Every coordinator that Tom Brady has ever had, with the exception of Byron Leftwich, got a head coaching job. Charlie Weiss, Bill O'Brien, Josh McDaniels. Every last one of them. Sure. Look at Brett Favre. Every coordinator he had got a job.
Including one we're about to discuss, but go ahead.
Patrick Mahomes, every coordinator Patrick Mahomes had got a job except, but ain't got nothing to do with me, Skip. They pretend like we don't see what it is. Oh, that's all Patrick Mahomes. Well, if it was all Patrick Mahomes, well, how the hell Nagy get a job? If it's all Patrick Mahomes? Oh, it's all Patrick Mahomes when it comes to EB. It's, man, you know, hey, they tied to the hip, him and Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy gave him the answers and told him what to say and how to go about the interview. So, they got a script. Man, y'all need to miss me with all of that.
Well, I just hope he is offered this. We're not even sure he's going to be offered. They asked for permission.
Right.
But I'm going to assume he will be offered, and I hope he takes.
Right.
And I hope he's able to coach Lamar Jackson. That's all I can say. Yep.
I hope Lamar Jackson's there for him to get coached.
That's what I'm saying. Because that would be going from the frying pan right into the fire, right?
Yes.
Oof.
EB and Lamar could be a very powerful combination.